Hello everyone. This is not the type of video I'd be making today, and whilst I don't have to make this video, I think it's necessary to clear up any confusion about what has happened in the last couple of days. Now, if you are new and you are watching this or you don't know what the BRL is, I am admin, and we have been compiling evidence against a player who was actually highly regarded as the best player in the community. And this deals with all of the sensitive topics that have been mentioned over the course of the last few weeks. So basically, what this video is going to be is it's going to be a deep delve into all of the evidence that everyone across the BRL has gathered. Some of it's a bit dodgy, some of it there's not much evidence for. This is being recorded over, so I know how the video's gone, because there's been a bunch of processing issues which I've had to fix. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's all this is really. And if you are, if you find topics like this like sensitive, then you should probably click off, because it is a very sensitive nature that we're talking about today. It is, illegal and pedophilia. So that's it really. I hope that you guys, enjoy this, and back to pre-recorded me. So the first part of my evidence is from this person called Bird. I'm not going to link their Discord or show their account profile, because I don't want anything to happen to them, and they should be able to feel safe and, everything like that. So there is a picture which will be on the screen for you guys, and it explains basically that Tmkis, which is the person we're talking about today, was lying about his age. Who he pretended to be 15 years old, and this is the first part of how he lied about his age to manipulate who he was talking to and make them feel like they weren't being groomed. Now, this was not a repeated uh, offense, as we only have one major case, but there are messages from the owners of different servers which have confirmed this, and is the reason why he has been banned from different servers as well. So as you can see in the picture, it talks about how the person who was exposing this, Helix, big shout out, explains to the person, this is after the situation, that Tmkis was 19. And as you can see underneath, it says, he was a bit odd, as in, like, he only DM'd me when he was horny, suggesting that he used minors whilst being an adult for his benefit, which is highly illegal. And as you can see underneath, it sounds a bit bizarre, but we will get into that now, actually. So as you can see, the picture right now on the screen, this shows a message from Tmkis saying, well, this was screenshotted by Bird, and it says the context behind this is seeing if Tmkis had any pictures of, well, anything that is suggestive, and the highlighted message reads, may or may not have much of those, but I have a video of me rubbing my and then on my one plushie. Now, whilst this can be seen as humorous, I think that we shouldn't take away the deep and really quite frightening message that this has behind it, insinuating that he is leaking himself to a 15-year-old and showing it to them. Now, we don't know if this was shown. This could possibly be because the person who was involved in this didn't feel comfortable showing them. But I mean, the messages are here. So it's clear that this was going to be intended to be sent or actually has been sent and has just been filtered out in all the evidence. Now, in the second picture, which is going to be shown, this shows the conversation between Helix and Bird, saying, what he has been doing and how he used Bird. This is compiled with a bunch of other evidence of how he used to speak to minors and how he talked about minors in a really weird way. But this is also another bit of evidence of this video being sent. Obviously, I can't show this on YouTube, or else I will get my account taken down. But this is another bit of evidence that is, if you want to take this on board, you can. If you don't, that's fine, because I have more pieces of evidence coming. This is kind of summed up the whole incident with these two people, but there is more evidence and there is stuff that I really want to show, but I simply can't because of the gravity of the situation, and I don't want my account to get taken down permanently, so I can't do that. The pictures that I'm going to bring up now are pictures of just Tmkis really acting strange and speaking to minors strange. These are all just small bits which kind of show how he did speak to people that were underage, and it's a bit messed up when it all adds up. So yeah, these are other bits of evidence. I'm going to talk about someone who has not been mentioned yet. Their name is Deat. Now, Deat is a person who was in the BRL community and got taken out of the BRL community because he was, the topic that we're talking about today, right? Now, it was found out by a mod called Illusion. I think the owner also figured this out, that Tmkis actually had not links with him, because that sounds really weird, but he used to converse with him after the situation had already erupted. And there are messages from 2 weeks prior or after the situation, probably about a month or 2 ago now, which show Tmkis interacting with this person. Now, I don't personally have the evidence of this Deat person doing what he did, but there is evidence, and it's pretty bad. I've heard. I actually can't personally see it, but he was banned from the server for the same reason that Tmkis has been banned from the server. So yeah. After these interactions were found, he first kind of lied about it, saying that, I stopped contact with him. And then he reluctantly said, okay, I'll block him, which he did. However, interactions with someone who has this name for them, it really is not a good look on that person who has been trying to defend himself for ages. This is further amplified from this picture, which is after Deat was banned and then came back onto the server. I presume on an alt, but I'm not entirely sure. But as you can see, it obviously says it's refreshing to see Deat back. Now, Deat is not a good person. And this being said, shows how Tmkis was... He could have been manipulated, and it is highly possible that he has been manipulated, which is why I have said, let's not harass him, because there could be a multitude of reasons, but this is more of a video of bringing enlightenment to what has happened. Tmkis was initially banned, not banned, but he was demoted from his role. due to having these connections with this person, as you can see in the picture here that's been taken, it says Tmkis has been demoted, and then there was a reason that was not specified, but it has been, obviously confirmed now, and it's gone through all of its due diligence. Sorry. Referring to the Deat situation earlier, this is this guy messaging a member of the community who was underage after he was already exposed, which really made this person uncomfortable. And I think that this should also be brought light to, that Tmkis knew this was going on and he did not really care. He didn't show any effort to stop it when he was in that, element where he could say something and be listened to, or, actually had the power to make a change. So this is also another, small bit of evidence which shows his mindset, I guess. There is also a mod confirming that Tmkis did lie about his age when he was speaking to minors. So this is obviously confirmed by a mod, the co-owner of the server. So this is a piece of evidence. Also, me and him had a lot of, I guess, heat towards each other, because I'd normally point this out in, yes, a callous and harsh way, but nothing of it seemed to be done. And these pictures here kind of demonstrate the how he never really denied what he did, or never showed any proof of these allegations that, whilst harsh, turned out to be true, and they were made against him. And he never liked me for it. Now, I don't know if that's because of he may have mental problems or any other reason, but these also show evidence against him, even though it's minor. So take it with a pinch of salt if you want to. These are just small little bits. So now you've seen all of the evidence, and now this is just kind of my thoughts on the situation. Now, personally, I have a no tolerance policy for this. I don't think it matters if you are, if you have certain disorders. I think in very, very rare cases, this can be accepted and moved on from. That's it, really. There's no other way to describe it except for a situation that got out of hand and wasn't handled in the best way. But we can't really blame anyone for that, because it's hard to figure out these things and go through this process without it, exploding and becoming public and just like disrupting the whole process and slowing it down even more. But yeah, I'm happy that he is now banned. I hope that he is working on himself, maybe even being crap. How do I say this? Maybe he should be given, probably that professional help that is needed. But it's just it's an unfortunate situation in which I think it's had to be commented on. But this is my overall opinion on the situation, and yeah, there's nothing else to it. So thank you so much for watching this video. It is taking ages to make, and I've just lost a bunch of data which I'm going to have to get back now, so this video might be out even later. But thank you all for sticking with this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, Tmkis out.